Okay, today's lesson is on 9-5E extension called cross sections of three-dimensional figures. It's This is a different type of lesson. It's important that you understand what this is all about. So if you want to think about or consider, it says a plane. A plane is just a flat solid that goes on forever. Okay, two-dimensional, flat. It's like a face of a three-dimensional figure. And if you take one of those planes and you intersect or cut another three-dimensional figure, um, that then is called a cross section. The shape that's created is that cross section. So for example, this diagram shows the intersection of the plane, the pink piece, is cutting the rectangular prism, the blue piece, and then what's left, the purple piece, is what is called a cross section. Okay? So a cross section is essentially identifying what two-dimensional shape is being created. Okay? When you slice a three-dimensional shape with a plane. Okay. So if you look at example one, um, example one has a rectangular pyramid, okay? And when you slice that blue rectangular pyramid with that pink plane, you end up with a purple triangle. That purple triangle is your cross section. B, if you take a blue rectangular prism and you slice it with a plane, you're going to end up with a rectangle. And C, if you take a, what is this, a triangular prism, and if you, so that blue piece, and you slice it with the pink piece, you're going to end up with a triangle as the purple piece. Okay? That's a cross section. All right? Okay, so you are going to sometimes, though, have cross sections that are going to be not, or are going to have solids or shapes, three-dimensional shapes that are not straight in terms of size and are going to have curved sides or curved surfaces, such as a cone or a cylinder. This is a cone, okay? It has a base of a circle, and then it has a peaked side that's circular in shape, okay? And then you have a cylinder. This is a cylinder, which is a three-dimensional um, object with circles as two bases this time, and then your side is curved. So if you use those and do the same thing, you're going to end up in getting a cross section. Like A, you have a cylinder and it's being the blue cylinder and being cut by the pink cross section, and you're ending up with a circle. Okay? And then B, the cone is cut vertically. A is horizontally, B is vertically. B is being cut vertically by the pink plane, and you end up with a triangle. Okay? Those are cross sections. Okay. Now, there are three different types of cross sections you can have. You can have vertical slices, angled slices, and horizontal slices. Okay? So there are three different types of slices. That's what we call those to make a cross section. A slice meaning you're either cutting that three-dimensional shape vertically from top to bottom, or angled, which is kind of diagonally, and then horizontally. Okay? So vertical is up and down, horizontal is left and right, and angled would be diagonal. Okay? Okay. Now, the other piece to this lesson that's not in your book, but that we're going to talk about, and we've kind of talked about it already, is identifying the different bases, faces, edges, and vertices, okay, that each figure has. So looking at a shape, a three-dimensional shape, and knowing what that is. We've been doing that all along. What is this? This is a triangular prism. It's a prism because it has two bases, okay? And the bases are triangles. So to identify the bases, you're going to look at the points that make up, or vertices that make up that shape. So the first base is the triangle ABE. The second one is a triangle FD or FCD. Okay? And the order in which those letters go doesn't really matter as long as you have all three numbers or letters. Okay? Then you have a face. The face is what makes up the sides of that triangular prism. So, and you have to identify the points that make the vertices that make up that. So you have B, D, C, or B, I'm sorry, B, E, D, C, and then you have A, E, D, F, and then you have B, C, F, A. Okay? Those would be your three faces, and you need to identify them in such a way. I find it interesting, this identifies the bases as well. Bases are not faces. So I wouldn't include them in that. Edges then. Edges are the sides, and we talked about this in class, the sides that make up that solid. So it's a line segment. So it's ED, BE, BC, CD, AE, AB, CF, FD, and AF. Those would all be your edges. Okay? Then you have vertices, and the vertices are just all the points. So A, B, C, D, E, and F are all your vertices. Okay? All right, so now the next shape we have is a pentagonal pyramid. It's a pentagonal pyramid because it only has one base, and the base is a pentagon. And the base then is RSTUV. RSTUV, that's our base. Okay? Okay, then you have to do the faces. So again, I would not include the RSTUV. The faces are going to be the triangles that make the faces up. So you've got QTS, QSR, QUT. And then in the back, you've got QVU and QVR. Okay, those are your faces. Now you have to do your edges. So you have TS, QS, QT, QR, SR, UT, QU, UV, VR, and QV. Okay, those would be your edges. And then lastly, you have your vertices, which are your points, so it's QRSTUV. Okay? Okay. So what I would like you to do is I would like you to, on page 389, I would like you to do numbers 9, 11, and 13, 9, 11, and 13 as practice problems. And then on page 388, I would like you to do 1, 3, and 5. So all you're doing for 1, 3, and 5 is identifying the two-dimensional shape that's created when your pink cross-section cuts your blue three-dimensional figure. And then for here, 9 and 11, you're essentially doing the same thing. 13, you're doing something a little bit different. You're still describing the shape, but it's not. It's actually a real-life thing that we're looking at. Okay?